Welcome to this first and maybe last Pop Culture Inferno podcast entitled Year Zero Syndrome, which is brought to you by radioactive pink bubble pop, bubblegum you can absorb. Warning, polarizing flavor. Today, we explore the collapse of nostalgia, the horror of hyper-presentism, and the mythic sickness of Year Zero Syndrome. The nostalgia cutoff point. Some people can consume media only after a certain threshold year. They can watch Star Trek The Next Generation from 1987 onward, but recoil at Star Trek The Original Series. Why? Because the older broadcast feels alien, slower pacing, kitschy sets, theatrical acting. For them, communion begins at 87, collapse before. This nostalgia cutoff point is brought to you by radioactive pink bubble pop, bubblegum liquefied, vanilla and banana undertones rising like neon ghosts. Some will taste communion. Others collapse. What's been studied? Media scholars call this selective nostalgia, generational nostalgia. Audiences embrace cultural artifacts from their own era, but reject anything before. Algorithms reinforce it. Streaming platforms curate nostalgia windows, reviving the 80s, the 90s, but rarely pushing further back. Consumer psychology plays its part too. For some, novelty itself is the product. Once it's no longer new, it's discarded. Nostalgia is not memory. It is curated communion, bounded by monoculture's calendar. What's Been Studied is sponsored by radioactive pink bubble pop. It isn't here to refresh. It's here to divide. Bubblegum you can absorb. Warning, polarizing flavor. Year Zero Syndrome. But the strangest phenomenon is Year Zero Syndrome. Some people can only consume media from the current year. Last year is already collapse. Yes, this is real, and it's horrifying. Year Zero Syndrome. Communion begins at dawn, collapse by dusk. Yesterday is static. Only today can be consumed. Year Zero Syndrome is horrifying, but at least it's brought to you by radioactive pink bubble pop. Bubblegum you can absorb. Warning, polarizing flavor. Year Zero Syndrome is the monoculture's final broadcast. Yesterday is collapse. Only today can be consumed. Pop Culture Inferno collapses here.
Radioactive pink bubble pop. Bubblegum you can absorb. Warning, polarizing flavor.